Imagine that constant hum in your mind, that relentless stream of thoughts. Worries about tomorrow, maybe regrets from yesterday.
Mhm.
Perhaps you feel a bit disconnected sometimes, like you're constantly being pulled in different directions, almost like you're missing out on life as it's actually happening.
Yeah,
It's such a common struggle today, isn't it? That feeling of being overwhelmed and just out of sync.
it really is. And we often lose touch with, well, the simplest, but maybe the most profound thing there is, the present moment.
Right.
We get so caught up in doing the planning, reacting all the time. We actually forget how to simply be.
Hmm.
But what if, just what if, unlocking the power of the now could fundamentally shift things for you, your mental state, your emotions, maybe even your physical health?
And that's exactly what we want to get into in this deep dive. We want to unpack how embracing mindfulness can be maybe your shortcut. Not just to being informed, but to actually being present, being aware, and ultimately living a life that feels truly intentional. We're going to look at some, surprising facts, some compelling research, and definitely some practical strategies to help you cultivate real personal growth, starting right where you are right now.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's unpack this first bit. When we talk about mindfulness, what exactly are we talking about? And how is it different from, say, meditation? Because you hear those terms used together all the time.
Yeah, they often get tangled up, but there's a really useful distinction. It's fascinating, actually. Think of mindfulness more as a quality of mind, or maybe a capacity you already have.
Okay, a quality.
Right. It's that deep awareness of what's happening right now in this moment, but crucially, without layering on commentary or trying to interfere with it. Just being present, here and now, without judgment. John Kabat-Zinn puts it beautifully.
No judgment. That sounds like the hard part.
It can be,
Yeah.
but it's about knowing what's actually on your mind. And that knowing can, paradoxically, free you up from getting stuck in worries about the past or anxieties about what's next.
Oh.
Meditation, then, is more the activity. It's the practice you do to cultivate that state, that quality of mindfulness.
So mindfulness is the goal. Meditation is the workout.
Exactly. Think of mindfulness like strength or flexibility. Meditation's like going to the gym to build that strength or increase that flexibility. It's the training ground.
Got it. So it's definitely not just about sitting cross-legged for hours then. It sounds much more like a mindset, something you can apply throughout your day.
That's precisely it. And to really get a handle on it, sometimes it helps to think about the 3 A's of mindfulness: awareness, acceptance, and attunement.
Okay, the 3 A's. Tell me more.
So awareness is just noticing, actively noticing your thoughts, your feelings, what's happening in your body, the world around you right now, like gently shining a light on your experience.
Okay, awareness.
Then there's acceptance. This means receiving your experience just as it is without fighting it, trying to change it, or judging it. And this is key. Acceptance doesn't mean you have to like it.
Ah, that's an important distinction.
It just means acknowledging, okay, this is what's here right now. And finally, attunement. That's about aligning yourself, fully engaging with whatever your current experience is.
So aware, accept, attune.
Right. Together, these principles really help you build a deeper, more compassionate connection, both with yourself and everything around you. You could also think about the triangle of mindfulness, bringing attention to your body, your mind, and your emotions for a more complete picture of your present moment.
Okay, so beyond just understanding what it is, let's get into the why. Why should you, the listener, really invest time and energy in this? Being more present, more aware. What are the real tangible benefits for your health, your mind, your ability to live intentionally?
Yeah, this is where it gets really compelling. If we look at the bigger picture, the benefits are incredibly wide-ranging. And importantly, they're backed by a lot of solid research now across mental, emotional, cognitive, even physical health. So many people struggle with that constant anxiety, that overthinking, that longing to just live in the moment. Mindfulness really does offer a practical pathway to that.
So for someone who feels like their mind is always racing, dealing with everyday stress, what's maybe the first change they'd notice if they started practicing mindfulness consistently?
Well, one of the most immediate and significant effects is often on stress, anxiety, and even symptoms of depression. Mindfulness helps you observe stressors without that immediate harsh judgment.
Okay.
It creates this tiny but crucial pause between the trigger and your reaction. That pause allows you to respond thoughtfully instead of just reacting on autopilot.
Can you give an example, like a real-world situation?
Sure. Imagine you're stuck in traffic. Your usual reaction might be immediate tension, maybe some anger, right?
Definitely. Guilty as charged.
So mindfulness would help you just notice that frustration rising. You'd feel it, acknowledge it. Oh, frustration is here. And then you have a choice. Maybe you take a deep breath. Maybe you put on some calming music. You transform that reactive moment into a conscious, intentional choice.
Instead of just fuming.
Exactly. And doing this consistently helps reduce those negative thought patterns, which naturally boosts your overall mood and optimism.
And what about self-awareness? You mentioned that earlier.
Yes, it cultivates much greater self-awareness. You start to see your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors more objectively. This is absolutely key for emotional regulation.
How so?
Because you start recognizing your triggers, you see the patterns, and you can manage your reactions more effectively instead of being swept away by them. Research shows people with higher self-awareness tend to be happier, they build better relationships,
Interesting.
and they feel a greater sense of personal and social control. It also really fosters self-compassion, which is huge, and it helps decrease that negativity bias. Our tendency to focus on the bad stuff.
Oh, yeah, the negativity bias. It's strong.
It is.
Yeah.
Mindfulness helps counterbalance that. It lets you see others and yourself more fairly, engage in difficult conversations with more awareness, more empathy.
Okay, that covers the emotional side. But what about our brains, our actual thinking, learning? Does mindfulness really impact that? It almost sounds a bit too good to be true.
It absolutely does. And yeah, it sounds remarkable. But this is where some of the most compelling research is emerging. Even relatively short-term mindfulness practice, we're talking like 10 days, maybe 30 minutes a day, has shown significant improvements in things like working memory,
Wow, okay.
the ability to shift attention effectively, and what we call executive functioning. It's especially seen in studies with adolescents. These are critical cognitive skills we use every single day for thinking, learning, planning, making decisions.
So practically speaking, how might that show up in someone's life, like at work or school?
Well, it translates directly into things like better academic performance, maybe enhanced creativity because your mind isn't so cluttered, better performance on daily tasks. Ultimately, it leads to more real-world accomplishment and just an improved quality of life. Think about a student being able to focus longer on reading, absorb more, or a professional staying on task with a complex project, finding more innovative solutions because they're not constantly battling distractions.
That makes sense.
And there's even fascinating evidence of actual physical changes in the brain. Studies link mindfulness practice to changes in the anterior cingulate cortex. That's a key area for focus and emotional control. Also, reduced age-related decline in gray matter and even a thickening of the prefrontal cortex.
Thickening the prefrontal cortex, that's incredible. So it's not just a feeling, it's physiological.
Precisely.
Are there direct physical health benefits too, beyond the brain changes?
Yes, indeed. By calming that reactivity, reducing chronic stress, mindfulness leads to measurable benefits like reduced inflammation throughout the body,
Inflammation, okay.
improved blood pressure regulation, more regulated breathing patterns, and significantly better sleep quality. Studies show objective improvements in how quickly people fall asleep, how efficiently they sleep, total sleep time.
Sleep is huge.
It is. It also seems to contribute to a stronger immune function. And for people dealing with chronic pain, mindfulness can offer real relief, not necessarily by making the pain disappear, but by changing their perception and their ability to manage it, making it less all-consuming.
Wow, okay. And how does all of this, the mental, the cognitive, the physical, how does it tie back into living that more intentional life and maybe improving our relationships?
It connects beautifully. Mindfulness nurtures deeper, more meaningful relationships because you learn to practice active, empathetic listening. When you're truly present with someone, you connect on a different level.
You actually hear them.
You actually hear them, yeah. In the workplace, it enhances both individual and team performance. Simply focusing on the present moment improves efficiency, reduces errors, and ultimately all of this profoundly supports intentional living.
Which is about?
It's about consciously choosing where your thoughts and energies go, aligning your actions with your core values. It's about integrating body, mind, and spirit for a life that feels more balanced, more purposeful. It really touches on all dimensions of well-being.
Okay, this is all incredibly motivating. We've talked about the what and the why. So what does this mean for you, the listener? How can you actually start weaving these powerful benefits into your daily life to be more present, more aware, more intentional? Let's get practical.
Yeah, that's the crucial question, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do we translate all this theory into actual doable actions? The really good news is that mindfulness can be integrated through pretty simple, consistent practices. It's not about needing to become some kind of meditation guru overnight or finding hours you don't have.
That's reassuring.
It really is. It's fundamentally about paying attention, even in small ways, small doses.
So where's a good place to start? What are some core foundational practices?
Your breath. Your breath is always there, it's free, and it's your most powerful anchor to the present moment. A great technique is square breathing, sometimes called box breathing.
Okay, how does that work?
Super simple. You inhale for a count of 4, hold your breath gently for 4, exhale slowly for 4, and then just rest, empty, for 4 before you inhale again. Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, rest 4.
Square breathing. Got it.
It's remarkably effective for calming your nervous system. Another great tool, especially when your mind is racing, is grounding techniques, like the 5-4-3-2-1 method.
Oh, I've heard of this one. Remind us.
Sure. You just intentionally notice and name 5 things you can see around you, then 4 things you can physically feel, maybe your feet on the floor, the texture of your chair, then 3 distinct sounds you can hear, then 2 things you can smell or maybe recall, 2 pleasant smells if there's nothing obvious, and finally, state 1 good quality about yourself. It pulls you right back into your senses.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nice meditation itself. And of course, formal meditation. Even just 5 minutes a day can make a huge difference over time. It's like that gym workout. It trains your mind to focus, to observe thoughts without getting hooked by them. Guided meditations are a fantastic way to start if you're new to it. Lots of apps and resources out there.
Okay, so those are specific exercises. But how do we bring mindfulness into just everyday routines without it feeling like yet another thing on the to-do list?
Great question. You can integrate it into almost anything you already do. A big one is slow down and try monotasking.
Monotasking, the opposite of multitasking.
Exactly. Instead of juggling 5 things, consciously focus on just one thing at a time. Whether it's eating, walking, washing dishes, writing an email, bring your full attention to that one task. It dramatically reduces that scattered, stressed feeling.
Okay, like mindful eating.
Yes. Mindful eating is a perfect example. Transform your meals. Before you even take a bite, just pause, look at the food, appreciate it. Then as you eat, really focus on the colors, the smells, the textures, the taste of each bite. Chew slowly. Savor it.
That sounds revolutionary, actually.
It can be. And listen to your body's signals notice when you're genuinely hungry, when you're comfortably full. So many of us eat on autopilot, right? Scrolling our phones, watching TV.
Guilty again. The idea of truly savoring just one bite. That feels almost radical today.
It really does.
Yeah.
But so powerful. Then there's mindful movement.
For people who exercise or just move around.
Yeah. Bring your full attention to your body and your breath during any physical activity. A workout, a walk outside, even just stretching. Notice the sensations, the muscles working, your feet connecting with the ground, the rhythm of your breath. If you go for a walk, try leaving your phone behind sometimes.
Ooh, challenge.
Yeah. Just tune into your pace, your surroundings, the sights, the sounds. It connects you to the present moment so directly.
What about communication? Can we be mindful there too?
Absolutely. Mindful communication is huge. Practice mindful listening. That means giving the person speaking your full, undivided attention. Try not to plan your response while they're still talking. Just listen to understand.
That takes effort.
It does. And when it's your turn to speak, maybe pause for a beat. Think. Then express yourself clearly and honestly. And don't forget mindful breaks throughout the day.
Just quick resets.
Exactly. Even just 60 seconds. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and just notice how you feel. Physically, mentally, emotionally. No need to fix anything, just notice. These little resets are incredibly effective at preventing overwhelm.
And nature. You mentioned walking in nature.
Yes, nature is such a natural teacher of mindfulness. Spending time outside just listening to the birds or the wind, observing the details of a leaf, feeling the sun or breeze on your skin. It naturally pulls you out of your head and anchors you in the present. It's an instant de-stressor for many people.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. What about journaling? You hear about gratitude journals and things. Can journaling be a mindful practice?
Oh, absolutely. Mindful journaling is a really potent tool for insight, clarity, and just general well-being. It's actually a proven stress and anxiety reliever.
How does it work?
It helps you get clarity by noticing patterns in your thinking, in your feelings, in your behaviors. It can improve your working memory because you're essentially offloading some of those looping, anxious thoughts onto the page, freeing up mental space. And it definitely turbocharges awareness and gratitude.
Do you have to be like a writer?
Not at all. That's a common misconception. Bullet points are fine. Doodles, long, rambling sentences, whatever works for you. The real power comes from the act of sitting down, being with your thoughts, and paying gentle attention to them as you write.
So what could you use it for specifically?
Sorts of things. Identifying areas you want to grow in, reflecting on experiences that come up during meditation, maybe confusing ones, processing big life events, transitions, losses. You could even combine it with creative expression, like drawing how you feel.
Okay. That broadens the idea of journaling.
Definitely. And yes, the gratitude journal is a classic. Aim for depth over breadth, though. Instead of listing 10 quick things, maybe pick one or two and really explore why you're grateful for them. What does it feel like?
Dig deeper.
Exactly. You could also create a joy list. Just write down things, big or small, that genuinely bring you joy. And then, here's the key. Intentionally integrate one of those things in your day, even for a few minutes.
I like that. A joy list.
And one more journaling tip. Practice mindful reflection by focusing on what questions instead of why questions.
What do you mean?
So instead of asking, why do I always struggle in meetings, which can lead to rumination.
Yeah, just beating yourself up.
Right. Ask instead, what strategies can I try next time to contribute more effectively? Or what happened just before I felt overwhelmed? See the difference. It shifts you towards a growth mindset, towards finding actionable solutions.
What, not why. That's a great takeaway.
Yeah. And all of this really supports self-care, which is fundamental to intentional living. It's about actively protecting your own well-being. You could even create a sort of self-care roadmap list activities that nourish you in different life areas: work, body, relationships, community, and maybe brainstorm potential barriers and how you might navigate them.
Planning for self-care, making it intentional.
Exactly.
Now, it's important we acknowledge this. Cultivating mindfulness isn't always a smooth ride, is it? You mentioned earlier what you resist persists. Things like overthinking, deep-seated anxiety, old habits. They can feel like really strong barriers.
They absolutely can. And sometimes just getting started feels hard. Or maybe you try meditating, your mind wanders constantly, and you feel like you're failing. That's a really common one.
Yeah, that feeling of failure, I think that stops a lot of people. They try it, mind races, they think, nope, not for me, and give up. So how do we help listeners reframe that? How do you navigate those challenges and make this feel like an ongoing journey, something sustainable, not just another thing to fail at?
That's such a crucial point. The first thing to remember, and maybe repeat like a mantra, is that mindfulness isn't about stopping your thoughts or achieving some perfectly blank state of mind. That's impossible.
Okay, good to know.
It's about noticing the thoughts, noticing the mind wandering without judgment, and then gently, kindly, guiding your attention back again and again. That is the practice, the noticing and returning.
So the wandering isn't failure, it's an opportunity to practice.
Exactly. Every time you notice your mind has wandered and you bring it back, that's a rep. That's strengthening the mindfulness muscle. The key truly is self-compassion. Focus on the effort, the intention, the growth, not on achieving some imaginary standard of perfection.
Be kind to yourself in the process.
Absolutely. When those pestering thoughts or difficult feelings arise, try to just acknowledge them. There's anxiety. Or, okay, planning mind is active, except they're there, just like clouds passing in the sky. And then gently, patiently guide your attention back, maybe to your breath, maybe to your feet on the floor. It's not about perfection. It's about persistence. Gentle persistence.
Gentle persistence. I like that.
And maybe having a clear sense of your personal values can help here too. Remind yourself why this practice matters to you. Is it to be more present for your kids? To manage stress better? To live more aligned with what you care about? Connecting to your why provides motivation, because mindfulness isn't some fixed destination you finally arrive at. It's a continuous journey, a way of being. Small, consistent steps, that's what leads to profound, lasting change.
So there you have it. We've taken a real deep dive into how practicing mindfulness is, well, so much more than just a technique. It really is a pathway to living with deeper presence, more profound awareness, and genuine intention. It's about empowering you to really inhabit your life.
Yeah, and I think the real power isn't just in reducing the negatives like stress or anxiety, although that's huge. It's also in this incredible ability to amplify the positives in your life.
Amplify the positives. How so?
It gives you the tools to consciously choose your experience more often, to quiet some of that relentless mental chatter, and to actively build a rich, purposeful life you envision for yourself, really, moment by intentional moment.
Okay, so here's my final provocative thought for you, the listener. What is one single, small, mindful practice you could integrate starting today? Right now even. Maybe it's just 5 minutes of that square breathing during a work break. Maybe it's deciding to truly savor your next meal, phone down, just you and the food.
Hmm.
How might that one tiny intentional shift begin to reshape your entire day and then ultimately, maybe the unfolding story of your whole life?
Until next time, keep exploring that inner landscape, be kind to yourself along the way, and just let your intentional life unfold.